Bang, bang, bang. It's Friday. It's Friday. And if it's Friday, and it's D-Real, then it gotta be Theo B too. So this must be. It gotta be Friday Vibin. And there go my man Theo B. And as you can tell, he a little excited. He a little excited. He little, you know what I'm saying? We had us a little pregame warm up. You know what I'm saying? You know how for the game you get amped and everybody be in the huddle.
What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. Game time on three. 1, 2, 3. Game time.
So yeah, that's where we at. That's where we at with it. So what's up? Oh, let's see who in the building. My man Groovy's in here as always.
Groovy. Groovy. Tonight.
And my man Javon's in the building as
Big
well.
Javon in the building.
So we gonna hang for a minute. It ain't number 1 minute. It gonna take y'all that many minutes to sit down, get you something to drink, twist you up something if you're twisting, or pack it, or however you do it, when you do it. But just make sure you ready to vibe.
Listen, pull out your pen, pull out your paper. This is the anti-trigger episode of Friday Night Vibing. Yeah, we finna give you everything you need, so you ain't got to be triggered no more. So you can do what me and Daryl do, shut folks down real quick. Because when you got knowledge, right. Yeah, we about to get off into this thing here. What we got? Because I like to say, if we got two, we got a crew. We can make it do what it's gonna do. We ain't got but one. Can't have no fun.
Well, Mr. President's up in here. Kamoyo King.
All right.
So it's official. The three storms have arrived.
So yeah, we gon' y'all make sure y'all go ahead and hit the like button before y'all forget. Cause this finna be one of them shows. This finna be one of them shows.
Y'all gonna love this.
Woo!
Y'all gonna love this.
Hold on.
Warm up. Okay.
Oh, I had me some soda. I guess I left it in the room. So, Daryl, big girl.
Sir, yes.
You know, I think we go all the way back to when Sam got the shield in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Should have been called Falcon and the White Wolf, but that's a whole nother show.
Okay.
So we got this whole thing. Folks got in an uproar, a tizzy, if you will, about who should have had the shield. Folks racist. Sam got the shield in the comic book, so y'all just being racist. Well, Bucky got the shield. Say, no. Then we got this other stuff. Even before then, if you will, we had the whole, but we didn't kick up no dust. This wasn't no controversy whatsoever. Monica Rambeau was leapfrog. I said leapfrog by Carol Danvers to become the first female Captain Marvel. And then we got Mr. Abdul Mateen. He fixing to be Wonder Man. Right. What we had back in the day, we had Idris Elba as Heimdall. Right. So you got. I don't even want to talk about the Eternals. I don't even want to talk about the Eternals. So right now, with the latest controversy out there, Mr. Christopher Priest, The World to Come, last page. Dude take off his Black Panther mask. Folks, no, that's child white. Stop that.
And he Victor Creed's son. He look like Victor Creed's son.
I did dabby. So you had a lot of people getting their feelings. And you know, we men, so we like to be logical. And then we're comic book fans as well. So feelings.
We like to have receipts.
Right. We like to have receipts. So you had folks say, oh, well, you got a black Captain America. We should have a white black. Never mind the fact that the white guy in the Black Panther costume, if you're a racist, he's not going to like you. I keep trying to tell folks that you can ask for something and not really know what you're asking for. The white dude that's the Black Panther is going to delete the white racist. You ain't gonna mention no word. Matter of fact, they don't even speak English. Y'all not finna eat no barbecue sandwich or nothing like that. Y'all ain't finna roll up no fatty. You finna say something stupid, about somebody of color, and he's going to delete you right there. Here we go. If you found yourself watching the first Black Panther movie and you saw where T'Challa deleted T'Chaka deleted Njobu, well, he would be T'Chaka, and you white racist, see how I'm being specific, you would be Njobu. And it would go down just like that. So so learn what you're asking for. Nevertheless, folks are all in their feelings about race swapping. We had Ariel, Little Mermaid, race swap. We got race swaps all over the place.
All right.
Folks getting in their feelings. But Daryl, as I watch damn near everybody and their mama that's a social media influencer, so-called comic book expert, fan, movie reviewer, whatever, they never get to the crux of the point. What's going on in regards to the race swaps? They don't even talk about why this might be going on in relationship to superhero. They just pick a side. They don't even when we talk gender swaps, they just pick a side. They don't talk about it. So I wanted to bring my brother on. We probably gonna have Mr. Smith chime in at some point in time, but I wanted to bring my brother on to talk to him, as in my brother, because my brother know more than I do. Ain't no shame in my game. I don't have a problem admitting that at all.
Man.
Y'all need to know it's Mr. Smith, Marvel Unlimited, DC Universe, and Daryl.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask you, big bro. I'm gonna be playing the role of Magic Johnson tonight. You will be big game James Worthy. For those of y'all that don't understand those references, look them up.
Y'all got phones too.
So, big bro, superhero history, comic book history, American history. Now, if I'm not mistaken, based on the classes that I took, American history, at no point in time in American history was America completely white. No point. No point.
Never ever.
And I don't want. I'm not saying it to be fair.
And they brought Mo in, so right. It was even more.
It's the fact. Like, it ain't ever been where it's just been white folk by themselves over here in America. That ain't ever been what that is. Now, some folks might portray it like that, but that ain't ever been what that is. So we fast forward. We get the comic books. What was the first black superhero there?
The first black superhero?
The first one.
In real time or
real time
or retcon time?
Real time.
We talking about a masked adventurer, or are we talking about some native from some village that was super strong or had some kind of gift or some benefit like that, but didn't wear a mask?
Big bro, here's what I'm for the Rock With Me Nation. I want to make sure I'm being specific. The first black superhero to show up in publication.
That would have been T'Challa the Black Panther.
T'Challa's Black Panther. Okay. Did he have a predecessor? Was it Red Line or something like that?
Oh, you mean a copycat?
Not Red Line. I'm sorry. What was it? Lion Man?
Lion Man. Man.
When did Lion Man pop up?
Lion Man didn't wear a mask, but yes, Lion Man was the first adventurer, the first black adventurer. Yeah. Yes.
All right. When did Superman pop up?
Superman popped up in 1938.
1938. All right. Was that around about World War II?
World War II hadn't even started yet.
Damn,
wait. I take that back. America had not yet become involved.
All right. When Bruce show up?
About a year later.
Okay. What about Steve Rogers? When he come around?
Steve Rogers didn't show up till 1941.
41. What about, I'm sorry, that dude just recently showed up. What about Namor?
Namor showed up 39.
39. Now, even though Namor is from Atlantis,
39, 40. Yeah.
Ain't all them characters white?
Golden Age?
Ain't them superheroes, them four, Steve, Namor, Bruce, and Clark, ain't all them characters white?
They are of a Caucasian persuasion.
All right. No problem. It is what it is at the end of the day. Didn't Cap and Namor.
One of them is an alien.
I still don't know how we did that, but hey. Yes, that is a great point. One of them is an alien.
Why doesn't he look like an alien, by golly? Because in the 50s, we sure stirred it up to be,
Four, and Batman and Superman. Hey, come on now. Clark came, Kal-El. Damn, Clark. Clark is his human alien. Kal-El came down from a distant planet, from a far, far, far away galaxy, just as white as folks born right here on Earth. Hey, is what it is. I don't know how we did that, but
and never mind the religious implications in his name and the connotations to God himself and God's son being Jesus coming down from on high, raised by a woman who did not have him out of her womb, and he comes to be the savior of us all.
All right, just so happened, just so y'all know, Daryl ain't playing. His enemy got red hair.
Wow.
But those four heroes would serve as precursors to more superheroes popping up. Diana Prince, Wonder Woman, when she pop up?
1940.
1940. Amazon, right?
Amazon.
Amazon. Because when folks say Amazon, I think Amazon. I don't think it's scary. I don't know nothing. But hey, it is what it is. And I be John Brown.
Back then, they called it Paradise Island.
Paradise Island. And matter of fact, here we go. I ain't even finna act like that. Was there any black Amazons when Diana first showed up?
Oh, hell no. 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 They didn't have no Mexican Amazons. They didn't have no Asian Amazons. No. For some, they was all hot women.
So we got them three. We got Namor and Steve.
At least Namor people was blue.
Which we still don't. Well, I guess.
But they were, hey. But some of them was blue with blonde hair.
Like, you know what? I ain't seen the Atlantean yet, and I think Africa is in contact with the Atlantic Ocean. I ain't seen the Atlantean yet that look like me. So what we saying? Never mind. Same thing. The more things change, the more they say.
In them outer space movies, man, they ain't got no plans for us to be around, and if they do, not many of us.
Hey,
why it's only like one or two? How many black people was in Alien? What? Hey, go ahead. Name any science fiction movie you want to. I tell you how. Was that in the 80s? It got a little better, and then you had two.
Listen.
They both died. So
that's the slippery slope. Because I just didn't got to the point where I'm so glad we don't automatically die first. You know what I'm saying? Like, we stand a good chance now of living to the end of the movie. But I want to fast forward, because those heroes that we just mentioned would serve as precursors to other to superhero groups, other heroes making their appearance. over here in DC, we had the JSA. Over in Timely Comics, we had the Invaders. Now, if I'm not mistaken, tell me if I'm wrong.
Edutainment moment. Okay. Over in Timely Comics, we had the All Winners Squad. That was the group of heroes that became known in 1975 as the Invaders. So
who was on that team, big bro? Who's on that team? Who's on that team?
Who's on that team? The original team consisted of Captain America and his young sidekick Bucky, the Human Torch, and his young sidekick Toro. See, that sidekick thing. And then you had Prince Namor, the Submariner, rounding out that original core group.
They all share one thing in common.
Their love for liberty and the pursuit of. I know what I'm playing.
That's fair. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. No, I ain't disagreeing with you, but it's something else. They all white.
Their hate for the Axis.
Now here's the damnest thing. We talking World War II. We got Asian Americans that are fighting on the side of America. Asian American. We got African Americans. That's what that is. We got Latino Americans, Puerto Ricans, Hispanic, whatever you want to call them. We got Native Americans, the code breakers and everything. We got all that going around. Nowhere to be found on the Invaders. You'd have thought the only folks that wanted to fight for freedom and democracy were white folks. What was the first question that I asked you? Has there ever been a time in American history where it's been completely white? Like, ain't no other color here. Ain't no other race of people here. Has that ever been a time in American history?
When it ain't been?
No, I'm saying when it's been completely white, like ain't no other race here. Has there ever been a time in American history?
In comics?
No, real history.
Oh, no.
Right. So we had everybody and their mama fighting during the Revolutionary War. I'm going to say I could say that. The Revolutionary War, the Civil War, World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Desert Shield, Desert Storm. Like we need that. It ain't ever been just white folk. But
no,
we're going to keep the party rolling. Over in DC, because you told us about the Invaders. What transpired over in DC with the big three? What did they do as far as the superhero group go?
The big three?
Yeah, like didn't they put together a group? A World War II? Well, you know what? Let me not say big three. Wasn't there a World War II superhero group over in DC too?
There was technically. Let's go small like this. No, wait a minute. I like to go small like no, not like that. I'm playing with it. Let me find the aspect. Okay. We got the gloss. There. That's perfect. All right. That would have been these people right here.
Oh wow. Let me put my reading glasses on. Let me get in here. They got a character in there that's really, really white. Like he white for real. Let me see here. We got the Sandman, Hawkman. I still don't know how he showed up white. We got the Spectre. We got Adam. We got the Flash. We got Green Lantern. We got Iron Man. We got Dr. Fate. Don't know how he showed up white either, but hey.
And that was the original Justice Society you got, and you could toss Wildcat in there.
Hold on, I don't want to be like that. Ain't no women in this group either.
It was 1940, Theo.
Ain't no women in that group, and you didn't mention no women initially. It did get some later. Initially in the Invaders either. Strange.
It was the 1940s, Theo.
Just white men, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
you get one or two women sprinkled in here and there in comics like the Blonde Phantom and some other stuff like that. But even then, she wasn't nothing spectacular. She was just a chick in an evening dress with a mask on.
That's it.
Whatever.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
I'm laughing because I already know the answer.
Okay.
Has there ever been a black superhero on the Justice Society?
We talking about this Justice Society picture, or are we talking about the Justice Society as they were re-envisioned?
Let's say as they were re-envisioned with that particular team, like the old school team, the team that was assembled during World War II. Was there a black superhero on that team?
If we talking about these guys right here,
oh my goodness,
the All-Star Squadron, that again is something retconned from the 40s into, well, put it like this: a All-Star Squadron did not exist in the 1940s.
Okay.
It was always the Justice Society.
So when was the All-Star Squadron? What day we talking about publication?
DC, I think the All-Star Squadron popped up sometime like late 70s, early 80s.
Late 70s, early 80s. And wait, them a lot of characters right there. I'm looking.
There are a
lot of characters right there. Hold on.
Look at that. Look at that over there on the left side. Look at there. Somebody told them in the 70s and the 80s, hey, you better put some diversity there. Look, it's women. Wow. Look at that.
You don't shut the front door.
Women in there now.
Man, stop the madness. Stop the madness. So we got, let me see, one. I'm going to count the women first because ladies come first. Right. 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
I got 3 ladies.
Yep.
And I got 1 brother.
There you go. That's all diversity you get.
Wow. So if they did a movie today on the All-Star Squadron, or did a TV series on the All-Star Squadron.
Look here. How they had the retcon stuff, man. They saw what it looked like, and it's like, have you ever and this is the perfect analogy, bro. Remember Sylvester and like how there be them episodes on Looney Tunes with Sylvester and he have his little son with him and they think they going to catch a mouse, but it's that kangaroo that done escaped from the zoo and Sylvester running up on him like he a mouse and he kicking him through brick walls and all kind of stuff. And his little son is like, oh, Father, I'm so ashamed, and put a bag on his head and walked off, right? The artists of the 70s and 80s are Sylvester's son. Okay? They see all that stuff that they daddy did back in the 40s and the 50s, like, damn, my daddy racist as hell.
I'm just like, let's do it like this. Let's do this one. Because, I don't want folks to think me and you just rocking with the old characters. No. Actually, truth be told, y'all actually rocking with me and Daryl's characters. Y'all just think they're your characters. The Teen Titans or the Titans. Teen Titans. When they first showed up. when did they when did they first show up? When did Teen Titans first show up?
Edutainment moment. That, sir, depends on which version of the Teen Titans of which you speak.
Man, I'm talking about go way back with it. Way back. Not the new Teen Titans. No. Okay. Go back with it.
Then we talking about these guys right here.
Damn. Bam.
Okay. All right. That probably wouldn't sell too well. in the 90s, in the 2000s.
When did that come out?
Late 60s?
Let me see here. I'm really thinking at this particular time, because I know Muhammad Ali was forced into the draft and everything like this. But I'm thinking, so don't no children of color want to fight crime. None.
Well, I'll do you one better, Theo. All of the heroes shown on this version of the Teen Titans are sidekicks of major heroes. So in order for the Teen Titans to have a black member, we first got to have a black Justice Leaguer who has a black sidekick.
Hold on. Let me speed up here. So I got Wally West, the Flash.
Uh-huh.
I got Roy Harper, Arsenal.
Well, Speedy back then.
Yeah, right. But yeah, he was Speedy back then, but I want folks to know, because I'm going, y'all, from left to right. Mind you, these characters have been given severe story arcs. Like, you need to know they've been developed. Like, folks that spent time on them. The hardest one to get right is Donna Troy and Garth. I don't know why his name is Garth, but Wally West, Flash. Wally West, Flash. Roy Harper went from Speedy to Red Arrow to Arsenal. If I'm not mistaken, back to Red Arrow. Now he's Arsenal again. Nice story arc. When I say they spent time on developing Roy's character, there's a nice little story. If I'm not mistaken, late 70s, early 80s, Roy becomes a drug addict. Then you have Richard Grayson, not calling him that other name. Richard Grayson, who is the OG sidekick. Yeah. The OG sidekick. This dude then went from being a 12 to a grown-ass man in the comics, a premier superhero, from Robin to Nightwing. No chaser. Straight like that. Straight. Wait, when did Robin show up?
Very first issue of Batman.
Damn.
I think. Yeah, very first issue of Batman. Got him jumping through a thing, like, and they say introducing Robin the Boy Wonder. Yeah. 1940, I believe that was.
What about the Fantastic Four? Well, I think it's enough said.
Okay, we could swing Marvel way. Bam. What's happening? Kirby version. What's happening?
When they show up?
61.
Damn. Still ain't no color around here. What about the X-Men, the OG X-Men?
OG X-Men.
Because I know what folks like to think. No, that ain't the OG X-Men. No, the OG X-Men, because I know they popped up in the 60s too.
Give me a second. I got, yeah. I thought let me pull that up real quick.
That's my fault, because I ain't asked you about them earlier.
You sure didn't, but that's okay.
Now, while Daryl's looking for that, y'all, I want to see if y'all notice anything consistent with these characters.
you gonna start to see a pattern.
Folks, well, we making it up. Ain't nobody making nothing up.
Nobody. Real spill. It's real spill on $1 bill.
Ain't nobody. I'm gonna go through these notes. We got Groovy Fee in the building. Maxine Shaw Cousins. D. Steeler. I just remember Sergeant Rock. Oh yeah, JSA on the Camoya King. So them teams will sleep for a long time. Get damn sure was. Grand Madam Tarot's in the building. What's going on, Grand Madam Tarot? Yes, y'all see what we're looking at.
Okay, we got that image you're looking for. Boom, X-Men #1. There you go.
Here we go.
Very first issue.
Here we go. Now, I want us to understand something. Nobody's complaining. And some folks could complain because there are some folks that are buying these comics and they're not in them. They not in them as the superhero. They not in them as the villain. They not in them as civilians on the street.
And the irony of all of that is that these characters supposedly were created to reflect the challenge of the civil rights movement in the 60s. The civil rights movement, you're embodying the civil rights movement, but you ain't putting, yeah, okay, all right.
So if y'all don't know by now,
we'll call them mutants.
Right. If y'all don't know where Daryl and I are headed by now, you don't see any black superheroes. You don't see any black superheroes. Black people aren't complaining. Red people aren't complaining. Yellow people aren't complaining. Brown people aren't complaining. And white people aren't saying, hey, we need some more color. Ain't nobody saying that. Everybody good. Everybody's good. Everybody's fine. Ain't nobody saying nothing. But you see where there's an issue, or at the very least, pun intended, I would like to think that you would. Daryl, what's the first set of Avengers? The OG Avengers.
The first set of Avengers consisted of the Norse god Thor, Iron Man, the Incredible Hulk, Ant-Man, and the Wasp.
Nick Fury was white back then, and he still didn't have nothing to do.
And he didn't have a damn thing to do with the Avengers forming in comic book continuity.
As a matter of fact, Daryl, help me out. I'm finna be funny. When did we get our first black X-Men?
1974.
What issue was that?
Giant size X-Men #1.
Who was it?
Aurora Monroe.
We had to wait 100 issues to get a black.
Close to it. Yeah, close to it. But you know what? The crazy part is the X-Men comic book was getting ready to go under, because after so many issues, they was reprinting old issues just to keep the X-Men book in print. You know what I'm saying? And then they finally came back with some stories after Giant Size X-Men because they changed the lineup.
So Theo, what are you saying? So Daryl, what are you saying? What we're saying is that even back then, America was as diverse as she could be. But writers, artists did not draw these comics, create these comics like that. Nobody complained. The people that weren't in the comics didn't say anything. And the folks who, I'm not going to act like they didn't notice that we were in, they just didn't care. The folks that were in the comics that noticed they was in the comic book by themselves didn't have a damn thing to say either. That's a problem, especially if we're talking about moving forward as a diverse society. There's only one black member of the JSA. Daryl, correct me if I'm wrong. It's Amazing Man.
Yeah, originally, yes.
Originally, it was Amazing Man.
Yeah.
Y'all watch this edutainment moment. Take my brother's word for a little bit. There are 3 generations of Amazing Man, and you don't know it. Mm-hmm. You don't know it. 3 generations.
Get them.
3 generations. Now, we talk about race swaps. Somebody will come along. They're not going to ask me and you, and they will sit up and say, hey, I'm going to race swap one of these other characters. Remember what I said? Nobody complained about how those characters look back in the day. Nobody. It was what it was. So, and that's us. That's us. But we know our characters. Where's Amazing Man at? He didn't pop up in, watch this. Did he pop up in Stargirl?
Nope.
And I'm asking that question because if you watch the very first episode of Stargirl, he easily could have been one of the OG members of the JSA that the Injustice Gang took down. Easily. We talking representation? Easily. Not saying Jeff Johns didn't do a great job with what he was writing, but that character is a World War II character. 3 generations deep. You don't know who he is. You don't know his name or nothing. That's not a race swap. That's a black character they could do something with. Am I right or wrong, big bro?
It is. And again, they give us representation retroactively because, again, like I said, sins of the father. When my daddy was doing Justice Society, he didn't put no diversity in the Justice Society. So now that I'm writing Justice Society, I'm gonna try to make amends, and I'm gonna retroactively say this guy been around since World War II. And that was done with a lot of characters, even though if you go back and you are able to afford a Golden Age comic, you won't see no Amazing Man. You won't see no Liberty Bell. You know what I'm saying? You won't see none of them characters. Those, again, retroactively put in there.
Here we go. Next, another question. You showed us a pic of the OG Teen Titans. I really want to say one of the oldest Teen Titans we got, well, black Teen Titan characters we got, and you've alluded to this on more than one occasion. Mal Duncan and Bumblebee. You don't see them. You don't see them anywhere. No, they'll race swap a Titan. You know, maybe make the alien. I don't know how folks get upset about Coriander being played by a sister. She's an alien.
But won't say nothing. Won't say nothing about Kal-El.
Say it one more time. Say it one more time.
Say you won't say nothing about Kal-El. Well, Kal-El's supposed to be white in the comics. What color Corey's supposed to be in the comics? Okay, and if you look at the actual real human women that you got on planet Earth, okay, right now, actresses, what color actress would be closer in tone? You know,
we ain't talking about nobody that didn't put some of that bodybuilder tone on them. We ain't talking about that.
And then I could even do you one better and say, hey, you could put makeup on whoever you want to put makeup on. So would you been cool with Anna Dopp with orange makeup on?
Watch this. So what color is Gamora?
Kind of green. She got green. She a little green.
So if y'all don't get it by now, if y'all don't understand it by now, the reason why they're doing race swaps is because back then, as Daryl stated, they didn't take us into consideration
at all.
But now, if that Felix the Cat joke, that's not our fault. That's your daddy's fault. You need to go have that conversation with your daddy. Now, if you want to come have a conversation with me and Daryl will sit up here and say, watch this. Where is Will Everett? And I know y'all be like, wait, who is Will Everett?
Who? That's the aforementioned Amazing Man.
Where is he at? I didn't ask for none of your sloppy second. I wanted that character. And I know, to Daryl's point, they retroactively fitted him back. Here we go. I don't want no race swap lightning lad. He white with red hair, orange hair, however you want to figure it. Tyrok. I didn't like the costume. I don't think none of us did. But we ain't got to take him as he was. Oh, no. Here we go. Invisible Kid. Because the third one is definitely a brother.
Yeah.
See how we doing that? We comic book fans. You could give me Invisible Kid, the brother with the look, you know, y'all had everybody with an afro back then. But you remember
stop it. They just didn't know how to draw it.
Remember my brother had the white patch going back like he was a skunk. I was like, yeah, that's what we doing?
Yeah.
But you can give me them heroes. I know they out there. I don't need you race swapping nobody. I ain't asked for that. I'm a knowledgeable comic book fan. The problem is you're not giving us the characters that do look like us. Thus, you're able to give us any and every damn thing because it ain't enough of us out there that know what's going on. So we take any damn thing. We just accept any damn thing, not saying to ourselves, well, you know that dude over there can actually turn invisible. That dude is that dude is a member of the Legion of Superhero like that. You got to put some respect on his name. That dude, he ain't an OG. But when you look at the original 20-something members of the Legion of Superhero, Tyrok there, brother got a beautiful voice.
Hey, and he come from a race of people that got so tired of white folks, they went to a whole nother. We don't want to be around them no more.
This is the way I looked at it. When I read his origin story and they vibrated their island away from everybody else.
We don't want to be around y'all no more. We don't be around y'all no more.
This is what I looked at it. I said, oh, them. I didn't mean this in a bad way. I meant this in a good way. I said, oh, them Jamaicans, they don't even want to be bothered with nobody. I'm going back to the 80s now, so y'all got to excuse me. But I meant that as a compliment because Ty Rock was presented as an islander. That's what they and so I'm thinking island, Jamaica, right? Not Hawaii, because I'm not Hawaiian. I'm thinking us. Bam, right there. So I'm saying to myself, well, why I can't get some more of him? Damn what his creator was talking about. I don't get too damn about that dude. We can do something with this right here. Could you imagine them redoing his origin story, bro? And the dude is in a far off, a club in the future, and the dude is just on stage just singing, and the women just falling out.
And everybody else, for that matter.
Hey, because we don't get our characters written like they black either. And when I say that, they get written
or overly black.
Right. They too the street thing. And when I say, you know exactly what I'm saying. That's why I said our characters don't talk black. They talk street. Our characters don't even really act black. They act street. No, because you got folks that don't know our characters writing our character. That's why Sam Wilson comes across as a square in the MCU when he's not a square. He comes across as a square in the MCU because the person that's writing him ain't tapped into the culture like that.
It didn't read no comic books at all.
At all. So why do we get these race swaps? If we're being fair. And if you got something to say about a race swap based on the information Daryl and I just dropped to you, you should know why you're getting race swaps. Because you acted like nobody else existed when you started creating these characters. And Daryl, like I said, you're older than me. I defer to you. When can we say we started getting a true shot of diversity in comics? Because you went back to the 1930s, if I'm not mistaken, with Superman, right?
Right.
Okay. So what year? 1930s. We getting superheroes. When do we get a good dose, a good fair dose of diversity in comics?
Diversity?
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, everybody and their mama showing up. It might have been the late 70s, if not early 80s.
The 70s for sure. I mean, they started. I mean, like when Black Panther premiered in Fantastic Four, it was kind of like a sensation. And so, you know how they do when you got a character that's a sensation. It's like, oh, we're going to have him popping up in a couple different books. So after he was in Fantastic Four, then you had him in Tales of Suspense. And
what year was that he popped up in Fantastic Four?
66.
66. So
go ahead.
We're talking damn near 40 years. Damn near 40 years. And all the characters, and when I say all of them, think about what I said. Heroes, villains, civilians on the street, they all white. When has America has never been completely white. America has never been, and no metropolitan city in America has ever been, no. But that's how these comics came out. Well, you can't be mad about recap. You can't be mad about race swaps if you wasn't mad at the initial problem, because that was the initial problem. Hell, some of them characters, Daryl, stop me when I'm wrong, because I would say racists don't like this when it's said. Some of those characters that showed up as white, Daryl was alluding to it, Clark with Kal-El. Some of those characters that showed up as white, if we're being honest, never should have showed up as white, period. The majority of them, do what you do. But more than enough, when you think about religion, when you take into consideration continents, no. Thor, yeah, Thor white all day long. Yeah, all day, every day, twice on Sunday. Anybody from Africa, no.
Yeah.
No.
Well, if we talking about with Superman and Thor,
Superman, to your
that
point,
was more of a I want to match you. I want to give you something that's comparable to what you got over, because in the 60s, all it was about was we competing with DC competing with us. When you put something out, I'm gonna put something out. You got a hero group, bet I'm gonna put my hero group out. Oh, you got a character, and it just so happened that was one of the characters that was put out like in they one-upsmanship.
You know, it's crazy you said that, because yes, we do know that DC and Marvel go back and forth, creating characters, competing characters, Namor, Aquaman, Green Arrow, Hawkeye. Never did anything with Black Panther, to my knowledge. I don't.
Red Line?
When talk to us about Red Line. What year did he debut?
Oh snap! Don't give me the line, boy. Oh, don't give me the line. I'll pull it up for you right here. Red Line. Cause see, I ain't too ashamed to use my smartphone, because it make me look smart. Red Lion is a character that appeared first in the pages of DC Comics. Wait a minute, this is the wrong one. All right, let me go to this one. All right, here we go, right here. Red Lion is a character that appeared in the pages of DC Comics for the first time ever in Deathstroke Rebirth #1, which is the New 52 in 2016. Little side note.
Mm-hmm.
Red Lion was created by, are you ready? Wait
Go
for
ahead.
it. Wait for it. Christopher Priest. But we'll dwell on that one another day.
Didn't catch on, huh? Didn't catch on, huh? You know why it didn't catch on? Because folks sitting up there like, no, we don't. You see what you're doing. We see what you're doing. We know what you're doing. We're not doing that.
Just blatant with it. You know what I mean?
We're not doing that. So,
yeah, since you was cool over at Marvel, we'll give you a pass.
Right. In essence, you have to look at it like this. It's 2025. If you are of the mindset that Black people are chomping at the bit, knowledgeable comic book fans, Black comic book fans, are chomping at the bit for characters to be race swapped, you are sadly mistaken. If you are a Black person that likes, I ain't gonna say fan, because you're a fan, you know better. If you are a Black person that likes superheroes, you gotta stop being triggered. You gotta stop being triggered.
Boy, oh boy.
Everything that's going on with these characters in regards to race swaps, it's going on because it's an overreaction to something that should have never occurred in the first place, but it did. Now, you got folks that like comics running the comic book companies. See what I said? I didn't say comic book fan. You got people that like comics. Now, instead of talking to people that are comic book fans, and I don't know why we keep having to say this, because they say it in every article, we don't hire comic book fans. It's a red flag. I'm telling my story. Like, they're not consulting with people. Thus, you're going to get something, you're subject to get something like, well, Sue Richards might be the leader of the Fantastic Four in this upcoming movie. Who did they ask? Did they ask Fantastic Four fans? Or did they ask people that like Fantastic Four? Them two different groups.
Well, and just a thought. This Fantastic Four movie takes place in another universe that looks very much like the 1960s. Now, in the 1960s, if we're going to be...
You're going to be funny.
If we're going to be era correct, hey, let's get you keep it in the buck, right? We keep it in the buck. If we're going to be era correct in the 1960s, how was Sue Richards written? Was Sue Richards written like I'm the leader of this group, or was Sue Richards written like I'm the broad that need help every 10 seconds, but I'm supposed to be on a superhero team?
Ooh, I like that question. I like that question. Can I add, tag me in, big brother? Can I come off the top rope? Let me climb up to let me climb up to the top turnbuckle. Let me climb up. I'm finna look to the fans like this right here. Because I'm coming off the top rope. I'm coming off the top rope with the elbow. Yeah, you know, I went back and I was thinking about Sue Richards because I was watching another YouTuber today, and he said something along the lines of when folks talk about how Sue might be the leader of this version of the Fantastic Four, and I got to thinking to myself, I said, you know what? I don't conduct myself like I'm a Fantastic Four fan. I like the Fantastic Four. I've read the Fantastic Four, but you know what I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt, especially when I think about what Aurora fans / X-Men fans have to say about her relationship with T'Challa. Sue's always been written as the damsel in distress, by and large. If I'm talking Sue Richards' character arc, if 0 to 100, 70 to 80% of the time, she in trouble. they got to come get her. Shout out to Ace Bane. He even made a damn comment skit about it where Dr. Doom had kidnapped Sue for a whole damn year and Reed didn't even know she's mentioned. And don't think it's a game. It's the truth. If you look at the Council of Reeds, it ain't but one that entertains Sue. It's the 616. The rest of them don't have time for her. Even with that, those numerous plethora variations of Reed Richards, Sue Richards is of no convenience. None. Absolutely none. And we can't say she's of any convenience to the maker. He deleted her because she chose Ben. So you can't be so quick to say what's going on over here, especially when I know too many times Aurora didn't wind up saving T'Challa's behind. Sue's a victim. How many times has Namor kidnapped Sue? How many times has Victor kidnapped Sue?
Yo, hey, Sue didn't get gangster. Sue didn't get gangster till she put on that bikini suit with the forward with her boobies showing in the middle. That's when when she turned into Malice and she was letting her inner freak come out. That's when Sue got gangster. During the John Byrne run.
Sue was like, I will explode you from the inside out. Stop playing with me. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about right
now. We got that Sue. That Sue that was bucking everybody down. You know what I'm saying? Putting force fields around you and taking all the air out of them hoes.
So my question is this. Now that we know where the problem lies, the problem originated from, we created superheroes like ain't nobody else around here. My question is this, right? And maybe I'm asking the wrong person. So if because we don't want the race swaps. We don't want the race swaps.
Need them.
Yeah, we don't.
Is what it is. Somebody created an artificial need. We never needed them.
To those who don't want the race swaps, and I'm talking about those that don't look like me, you gonna be offended when we do stuff with characters that look like us? Because I wasn't in no hurry for Aqualad to be a brother. I didn't need that. Y'all had Garth. I was cool. I was cool. I didn't need that. Could have gave me original character. You did, but then you I don't know what you got going on with his orientation. 1 minute he this, 1 minute he that. It's confusing this damn thing in the world. But are you gonna be cool with black characters? Like I love this one right here. If Marvel put out a Adam Brashear Blue Marvel 6-episode special, racists gonna have a problem with it?
Well, do racists have a problem with Martin Luther King specials or Malcolm X specials? Because if you gonna tell Adam Bashir's story right, you got to tell that part of the story where people found out he was a black man and the government rejected him and told him to stop being a superhero. How do you?
Oh, they might not like that because they might say.
How do you explain the government's rationale?
You know what? They would say that's too. The show is being woke. They would have a problem with that.
Oh yeah. That it wouldn't even make it to the cutting room floor.
Look, they wouldn't say that it's comic book accurate because that's what they said about Bucky. Bucky get the shield. It's comic book accurate. They wouldn't say that then. Oh no, it's being woke.
Bucky getting the shield or Bucky not getting the shield?
No, well, when they were mad about Sam getting the shield, and okay. Watch this. By and large, none of them said that Sam gets the shield after Bucky. All they were saying, by and large, was Bucky get the shield. No, he get the shield. Sam does get it later, though, and he still got it. But once again, we didn't ask for that. Bucky could have kept that damn shield.
I mean,
y'all keep getting mad.
Tell his story arc. Now, I mean, I guess we skipping ahead and say, oh, he in the Thunderbolts now.
Oh, Bucky. Watch this. Me and Dara don't acknowledge that damn Thunderbolts team. Me and Dara only acknowledge one Thunderbolt team. And by and large, comic book fans, which is what we are, we don't say we blurs. We don't say that. We're comic book fans. By and large, comic book fans only acknowledge one Thunderbolt team too. It's the first one.
And if we being honest, tell me a better premise for a movie than the one involving the original team.
Daryl, you've been telling folks that about as long as I've been telling people about Alpha Flight should have been the movie that they talk about. And you know what? You ain't never been wrong.
I mean, come on. We got these cats posing as heroes, but they really villains.
Now here we go. Here we go. You ready? That would have been the perfect setup after Endgame. But see, you got to know these comics though. You got to know these comics though to be able to pivot. Oh, the Avengers gone? They done. Okay, well we need a new group. Okay, well we got Zemo sitting out there. I know y'all got him doing the Cupid shuffle and every damn thing like that, but that dude literally put together the damn team. Why you didn't do that right there? Like you could. Never mind. Because I read. You know what? I bad. We read comics. We read comics.
He could have formed the Masters of Evil. He could have formed the Masters of Evil. You would have had a villain group worthy of the Avengers having to come back together.
Let me put this together for
I don't know how to write movies.
Let me put this together for y'all. You got Iron Man. You got Iron Man 1, 2, and 3. Somewhere up in that damn movie, the Beatles should have showed up. Somewhere. So you got too much going between the Avengers movies and the Iron Man movie. I don't know why the Beatles didn't show up. He should have showed up. Zemo showed up. Okay, good. We got two of them. All right. We got Screaming Mimi. No. Thor. And she's a Captain America villain. She ain't as a minor villain? No. Because that's 3.
They could have. I mean, if you took the time to put Crossbones in there, you could have.
So you mean to tell me we got Captain Marvel? Y'all thought so much of Carol Danvers, but no Moonstone? Oh, y'all not thinking this through at all. Once again, another character could have showed up in that movie, but you got to have comic book knowledge to be able to take the comic book story forward. Y'all won't do that. Y'all, I don't got to know the comics. It's a red flag. Who else am I missing? The Fixer? Oh, yeah. Hell. That's another Iron Man. Could have showed up in the Iron Man movie.
Fixer could have showed up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Listen.
Because the Fixer and Mentallo used to run together as a team. So
He ain't do nothing with Whiplash. He ain't do nothing with him. I don't know what we had going on in Iron Man 3. We just deleted a villain, ain't do nothing.
Was that Whiplash?
Now,
or was that the Crimson Dynamo?
We don't know. They just merged stuff.
Or was it the Titanium Man?
And we don't.
I wasn't sure what it was supposed to be because he had like aspects of all three. So
all of them. Anton, Banco, don't know.
Titanium Dynamo Lash.
Listen. They could have given us. And if we talking about, I say Goliath probably would have been the newest character they would have probably had to fit in. But if they know these comics and they want to give you something monumental, as Daryl said, I don't know why we got all these damn prisons. Ain't nobody in them.
Get some villains. Go. Why? What? People who want to do good is the only people who get superpowers. And just like Paul Martin always say, where the villains at who are evil for evil's sake. There's no redemption arc for Crusher Creel, for Absorbing Man, somebody like that. He's not gonna have no redemption arc. Tiger Shark, he's not having no redemption arc. They just bad.
Watch this, right? So you mean to tell me the Thunderbolts asterisk is the New Avengers asterisk? That what you telling me?
According to some.
Well, I was being honest to people. I still got my Disney Plus subscription because I like to watch Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, right? Well, if I go look at that cartoon that pays mad respect to the source material, that's actually the New Avengers origin story. That's what that. It ain't their origin story, the team that you see. No, that's the New Avengers origin story. The Breakout. It's called the Breakout.
Well, if we being perfectly technical, you've already had Graviton on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right. So this is what me and Daryl are saying. If you got the villains in the prisons like they're supposed to, your New Avengers story makes sense because now you got a reason to have some new Avengers. But you got to have stuff because where's Electro at? Never mind. Spider-Man ain't got no villains on this earth. They all either deleted or they someplace else. That's crazy.
Yeah, I hear they're supposed to be remedying that, but I think there's a lot to be looked at. Like, for instance, here we got the recent, and I think D. Steezel mentioned it in the chat. We got this iteration of the Justice Society, and it's got a lot more diversity in it.
That's Jeff Johns.
But yeah, and this is kind of what they tried to, bring to live action, more or less. Because we saw a lot of these characters on Stargirl.
Right.
Even though it probably would have just been cooler if y'all had just quit playing and put them all in there and and make them do what they do, because that's what we really wanted to see. But each of these characters is individual, has their own story, their own origin, their own background. Now, if I take Damage and make him black, why would I want to do that? He's perfectly fine the way he is. I can't. I could make Jakeem Thunder white, but why should I? Because the argument we have with turning black characters white is there already ain't enough for us to go around, or the ones that we do have around right now, y'all don't give no airplay to.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Comic book fan to comic book fan. Did we want Jakeem Thunder or did we want Johnny Thunder to come back?
I feel like they both could have been done.
What I'm saying is,
I feel like they both could have been done, and Johnny could have been like old and getting ready to die and pass the pen off to Jakeem.
I like that. Here was my issue with Jakeem, and you tell me if you feeling me. The way they had him talking, Was he not cussing every time he opened up his mouth?
He was too street. he was too street.
So it begs the question: who was his personality based on?
I don't know. I can't speak on that because
you see what I'm saying? It's one of those things where it goes back to it. It's like, okay, this is where if they were to do Joaquin Thunder, right?
That's Jeff John.
Right. If they were to do Joaquin Thunder, right? Those of us that read comics, we might not necessarily like that character because of how that character was written in comics, right? You would have those of us that don't know saying the only people that don't like this character are racist. No, because the argument could be made the way the character was written in the comics was racist. A debate could be made. Also, folks that would say, well, what about Johnny Thunder? They would say, you have folks that don't know saying, well, the only reason why they, because not knowing that there is a character named Johnny Thunder that precedes Joaquin Thunder, they'd be like, oh, because you didn't see Johnny Thunder in the TV show. It was Joaquin. Right. So then you have this because you folks don't want to read, won't research the character. They'll get mad when folks say, well, what about Johnny Thunder? Well, the only reason why they don't want Joaquin is because they racist. Well, Johnny did come first. Yeah. And Johnny really ain't got a story told. And if he came first, then they got a right to say, before we do anything with legacy characters, let's get this character story told first. Once again, y'all, that's why we're doing this live tonight, because it's too much when we talk race, when we talk superheroes and we talk race swaps, it's too many, it's too much misinformation out there. When if it's just the story's just told right, we're not having these problems. Because I ain't complaining about the characters being white.
Now when I look at this particular assemblage of the Justice League,
yep.
How many of those characters have either legacy versions of them or flat out another person has assumed their mantle and become that character for a time, if not permanently?
Let me go down this list real quick. So we got Barry Allen, but before Barry Allen, we had Jay Garrick. After Barry, we had Wally West, and then we had Bart Allen. All four have been known as the Flash. Let's see here. Okay. We got Elongated Man. We got Aquaman. We have an Earth 2 and a Earth 1 version of Aquaman. The Earth 1 version of Aquaman had yellow gloves, so we've got at least two versions of that. Superman, not only do we have numerous Supermans on alternate Earths, but Superman's son, Jonathan, has also been named Superman as well. So we got that. Hawkman actually had a legacy character in Titans West. I forget his name.
Northwind.
No, it wasn't Northwind. That was Northwind would have been Infinity Incorporated.
Infinity Incorporated.
Right. Yeah, no, there was a guy because he was deleted. This particular Titan was deleted by the I forget the name of the group. It was a hit out on the Titans, and they went after him.
Was he in Titans West?
He was in Titans West. Golden Eagle.
Yeah, okay.
Golden Eagle. Yeah, Golden Eagle. So Hawkman has had that. Diana has, I don't know how many Wonder Girls right now. Not Ray Allen, but Ray Palmer. He is the second Adam because there was one on Earth 1. He followed him. Ryan Choi is the second Adam on Earth 2. So we've got that going on. Batman, well, there's a whole damn family. We're not going to do that. Red Tornado is the second person to take up that name. Ma Hunkel was the first Red Tornado from Earth 2. Oliver Queen, there was a Oliver Queen on Earth 2, Green Arrow. No, he had red gloves and red boots and a red feather. Dinah Prince, she's a legacy character because she is the daughter of Dinah Prince, the first Lance, thank you. First Black Canary from Earth 2. and the stranger is just a stranger. So in essence, and mind you, none of those characters are black.
And for Green Arrow, his son Connor Hawk.
His son Connor Hawk is biracial.
Has been Green Arrow as well.
Now I don't know how they doing that because they want to make Connor every ethnicity under the sun.
Like, okay, so what I'm getting at is after you've done all of that, you decide I'm gonna take one or more versions of these characters right here and make them black. Because who asked you to? The only character, and I've said this before on many videos, the only character I feel should be black out of all of these characters here is Barry Allen. Because when we talk about running fast and super speed, ain't nobody faster than us, and you done seen it many times at the Olympics. But
well, now that's Daryl. Me, I understand how folks feel about Superman. Me, I'm like, I don't know, Carter Hall. First of all, the dude don't even wear no damn uniform, so he getting sunburnt off the rip. No, that's no, you're not doing that. And then y'all better be glad Dr. Fate ain't on here. But yeah, I'm claiming Carter Hall off the rip. I ain't even tripping on that one. No. And the reason why I said Daryl, the reason why I look at them characters like I do is outside of Spawn. Y'all make sure y'all pull up next week. Got Joseph Illich on the show and everything like that. We will be going over his comic book Bloodletter. Shameless plug. Y'all make sure y'all pull up for that. Make sure you got your notifications on. So my thing is, when I look at these heroes like this, right? Okay, we got Spawn, but biblically speaking, in comics, you ain't gave me the brother or sister that represent heaven. You ain't. That's just real. I ain't tripping. You feel some type of way, you feel like you're the only one that practices that religion, so be it. You don't get all of them. you don't get all of them because you don't like nothing. And what I'm saying is, I'm talking to the races. You don't like nothing about the continent of Africa. Okay, well, you ain't got no heroes that originate in Africa. All your heroes originate in Europe or America. You ain't got nothing to do with Africa. Not a damn thing. You ain't got nothing to do with Asia, which means I'm looking at Iron Fist, real suspect. Danny Rand.
Oh,
really?
Been that. And it came out in the 70s too. And it was all kind of kung fu movies out in the 70s. What would possess you to make that character blonde hair and blue eye?
Right. We're not doing that. See, we believe in keeping it fair. We believe in keeping it a buck. Oh, no. You ain't Iron Fist nothing. The most accurate portrayal they had of the Iron Fist was that kid that they just made Iron Fist that y'all didn't like. He should be Iron Fist. The hell you think you finna go somebody else's culture and all of a sudden you didn't master their culture more than they had? the audacity.
I mean, it's possible to do, but
you gotta like it first.
Should you?
Watch this. You gotta like it first. And see, it's way too telling. The folks that's making comments on social media like they are. I ain't talking about everybody. I'm talking about the ones that's so negative, the ones that's being bigoted, racist. Well, no, you don't get countries. You don't get heroes from countries you don't give two damns about. You don't. What did y'all call Warren Worthington III? The angel? Why?
Because he got blonde hair and blue eyes.
Here we go. I like this one. Daryl. Where's the brother that's got wings at? Because I seen Michael Jordan, folks called him his royal airness. That's what they said. They said the man, I believe I can fly. He got a whole damn song out there. I believe I can touch the sky. Okay, well, where, because Mr. Ray Smith like to ask, where's my black superpower alien from? Well, where's my brother or sister that's got wings? Help me out now.
I
ain't talking about mechanical wings. I'm talking about like what Carter Hall got.
Now you got handicapper, bro.
Yeah. I need that. Because we talking flying, right? And I ain't trying to be like that, but
I think closer as it get is Dawn Star.
Yeah, that Native American. That makes sense. I ain't never had a problem with Dawn Star. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense right there. Where I'm at though, because as I had to school somebody the other day, you talking about Carter Hall, you talking about Shayera. Can I introduce you to Horus? Okay, who is Horus? Ain't that Egyptian hawk god there?
Who has the same exact story as Jesus Christ.
So Horus, Egyptian, right? Egyptian lover, Horus, right?
Yep.
Okay, so now mind you, this is what I'm looking for like they crazy. We took world history. We took American history. We took the mythology classes. Okay, well, if we know what Norse mythology, Greek mythology, and everything like that. Okay, well, we ain't never tripped, right? Well, I was here first, scientifically speaking. Folks keep trying to disprove otherwise. All you keep doing is cementing the fact that I was here first. Well, that continent right there, that landmass right there, Horus, the hawk god. That's an African deity, Egyptian deity. It's not Norwegian. It's not Christian. He ain't. So you don't get that.
So I want to kind of slide back over here real quick to this race thing and sort of summarize it a bit.
Mr. Barton asked, was Danny supposed to be Chuck Norris?
Exactly. And a couple years later, Chuck Norris started popping up in movies too. Yep. We don't need race swaps, because if the race swap is being done to assuage us, let us simply say, you can stop. You don't have to make a black character white or a white character black for me, because if that original character is good, run with the original character. If you want, and you absolutely have to use a black character or a black actor, there are tons of black characters who have never seen an animated version of them, who have never been in a cartoon, have never been in a movie, plenty of them. So this is the time when you got to go against your own logic and say, I might need to open up a comic book or reference a Vine or a wiki somewhere and say, maybe like World of Black Heroes, and find out what kind of black heroes you got to work with. And rather than saying, oh, well, we're going to make Martian Manhunter black.
You know what? I think there's a, and folks might be like, Theo, you being too arrogant. I'm going to say, Theo, you being too negative. There's a sense of arrogance there to think that what I want is to be you. That misnomer needs to go away. No, I like me. I love me some me, as Terrell Owens used to say. That's what it is. You don't think I see any, that's the way I'm taking it. I don't see any value in my heroes, thus I don't see any value in myself. I only see value in your heroes, thus I only see value in you. That's not true. That's not true. Clark Kent is corny to me. He corny. Like, if you gonna give me Black Superman, he can't be Clark Kent. He can be Calvin. Calvin gonna be smooth. You feel what I'm saying? Like Batman. I don't want Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne looked like he couldn't dance worth a lick. Give me Jace. Give me the dude that know how to play some spades. Joker, deuce. do some stuff like that with my. You're gonna write my character right. I don't need Duke acting like none of the Robins. I don't need Duke acting like no. I need Duke acting more like Virgil Hawkins. That's what I need. Act more like. Matter of fact, Virgil and Duke need to link up. Virgil, Duke, and Raquel need to link up. What we doing? Matter of fact, here we go. Virgil, Duke, Raquel, Jennifer, and
Anissa.
What? Huh?
Anissa.
Yeah, Anissa. Yeah, they need to hook up. They need to link up. I like that right there. Hold on. We got John's daughter, niece, Steele's niece. Yeah, they need to go ahead and link on up. See how we did that? Put the comic book out. You ain't in it.
That's what happened when you read them. See what I'm saying? That what happened when you read them. You can harken back to some stuff you read and go, hey, that might actually work in this instance.
See how we can do. We can call it the outside.
Say no.
Huh?
Yeah. See, if you say no all the time and don't want to entertain no other idea, then you get, that you got to be open to everything. Don't say, oh, I'm cutting off all comic book people. Comic book people might give you some of the best stuff you heard. Actually, I think they did. Yeah. So I guess if I gotta have a character, give me an original character. You don't have to race swap them. You don't have to gender swap them. Just make a better character if you feel like that character you trying to swap don't measure up as is.
I'm glad you said that. Here's the perfect example of that. Michael Holt. Mr. Terrific is the perfect example of how to organically do a legacy character that's of a different ethnicity, race, whatever you want to say. You had the initial Mr. Terrific, which was it Terry Sloan?
Yeah.
Terry Sloan got deleted by the Spirit King. This happened when me and Daryl was in high school. So they didn't come out right off the rip with another Mr. Terrific. Oh no, that character was gone for a minute. They come back and they introduce a legacy character, but this character is black, but he's not a black version of the initial character. He's his own character, taking up the name Mr. Terrific and making it his own. And honestly, to those over there at DC that have made sure Michael Holt is his own character, not to be confused with Terry Sloan, have done a great job. You got the 4. I see you, big dog. Big dog got the 4-inch version.
It's 5 inches, but yeah.
5 inch. Okay. I ain't mad. And listen, I like that. You know what? We could take a little break. Did you get the vehicle? Did you get the T-Sphere?
Not yet.
Is it on the way?
Maybe.
Yeah, listen. Y'all need to know whenever Big Bro pop up with some new stuff like that, I'm ecstatic. That is the Mr. Miracle, not to be confused with the Mr. Terrific. I'm sorry, thank you. That is the Mr. Terrific from the DC Legends line, not to be confused with the Todd McFarlane version. So if you want to get that,
these are made by Spin Master.
Okay. You go get that now. Listen, you need your Mr. Terrific. How much did it run you there?
This?
Yeah.
$8.99. $8.99.
Ain't that from the Superpowers line?
It's comparable to it, but it's a line release. It's a movie line.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. They're calling it the Superpowers line, though, if I'm not mistaken, right? Well, it's not the throwback Superpowers line.
Well, I got 2, so I got 1 in package. Here's what they are.
Oh yeah. That's all right there, big dog.
And
like Theo.
They even got a build a figure.
I know y'all like Theo. Are you getting Mr. Terrific? I already have two, and no, not getting Mr.
That's
Terrific.
My third. That's my third, Mr. Terrific.
See, I today ordered heavy duty, so heavy duty should be here in the next 7 to 10 business days. So
Agent Liberty's on the way. And I got the platinum version coming.
That's the chase figure, y'all. That would be the chase figure. That would be the chase figure.
Yeah,
we're gonna see what it's gonna look like. We're gonna see. Now, hey, I need y'all to send one up for your boy. I'm eyeing something. I'm eyeing something major. Y'all like, Theo, what is it? Y'all know how I've been talking. Y'all know how I've been talking about this Alpha Flight thing. It's within reach. It's within reach. Y'all know I've been wanting to bring Alpha Flight to the house for a minute now. They within reach.
So close.
They within reach.
So close.
Huh?
I said so close.
Yeah. You know what the sad part about it is? It was between Alpha Flight and the Wrecking Crew. And I said, well, Big Bro already got the Wrecking Crew.
Oh, do you got any of the Wrecking Crew?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, then don't worry about it. Because I'm like, because the biggest bridge you're gonna have to cross with them is the Wrecker and Thunderball. If you get Wrecker and Thunderball, you pissing in tall cotton, bro. Because Bulldozer and Power Driver just laying around waiting for somebody to come pick them up.
Hey, you know what's scary as a collector? Yes. We've shifted subjects. We hope y'all enjoyed the reason why they do race swaps and everything like that.
That what he said.
Yeah, we don't believe in them. We don't care for them, but the origin is they didn't get it right from the jump. So to Daryl's point, you can be mad, but you got to be mad at your daddy because your daddy's the one that started.
Say, wait. Don't argue with me. Argue with your daddy. He the one that did it.
Yeah, I ain't asked him to start. I don't know why we wasn't taking it into consideration off the rip. I don't know why, and I don't know why we ain't being taken into consideration now. As in, ain't nobody asking us about them damn characters they use. So no, man. Action figure wise, man, I'm sitting up here looking now like, so we can jump on Alpha Flight. We can, because me, you, Kamoyo, Mr. Smith, we had already said they wasn't really dropping that many black. They heavy duty is it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to find another line to fool with. Did anybody ever get any action figures from that Brutal Realm line?
I don't think so. Not us. Not anybody in our crew.
Cause see, I think that was one of them ones where they did a Kickstarter and got some money and didn't have enough to cover whatever. Cause I'm like, some of them pictures was drawings and it wasn't like an actual action figure. And I'm like, it kind of sus. So yeah, that what you call it, that Plains Warrior and already got me because they was like, hey, no, we ain't making it now.
Yeah. Are you getting what was it? They San Diego Comic-Con 3-pack, Sauron, Roll.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was eyeballing that. That's looking pretty sweet. I might have to cop that.
Man, I wish I knew somebody was gonna be there.
Well, they always people end up buying them in bulk and put them out in different places. I'm pretty sure there'll be some, in the usual spots giving a fair price. Hey, Rock With Me Nation, check this out. Since we talking about action figures and whatnot, remember when I was telling y'all about the Panther Patrol and I was putting together my Panther Patrol and I got members of Panther. Well, I got one Panther Patrol member.
He does have one Panther Patrol member done.
Okay, and that is the manga verse, Black Panther, and this is what he's looking like.
Y'all give it up.
There, right? Yeah, how y'all like that? How you like that? How you like that? How you like that? Yeah, that was I got the sash, the tunic that he's wearing, that and this top, the chest part. Matter of fact, and the bands are from an Anubis. The what's it called? Figura obscura. That action figure line. And the sash was actually kind of too small to accommodate to fit onto his waist. So I had to get the X-Acto knife and do a little jury rigging here. And that is how you got this very nice looking manga verse, Black Panther.
I'm keeping up with the notes here. I see we got not tell him saying all the race swapping is overcorrection. True. Mr. Martin says the MCU especially only wants to give us race swap black characters as sidekicks, mantle holders. You definitely got a point there. Kamoyo King talking about things with wings. I think that's when we were talking about Sauron.
Yeah.
That's I think the asking price is gonna be $89.99.
And that's the only reason it cost that much is because it's a Comic-Con exclusive.
Yeah. Are you? That's what I know. What I want to ask you. Are you getting Archangel due to release in July?
Oh, when it's restocked, yeah.
Okay. You got them on pre. You don't have them on pre-order.
Nope.
You ready? So, I had the pre-order for heavy duty, right?
Mm.
And so Hasbro hit me up. This is funniest thing to me. They say, "Hey, we trying to send it to you right now." And mind you, when they were trying to send it, it was saying out of stock online. But cancel the order. I go back online and look on Hasbro. They got them in stock. Well, let me go ahead and order it right now, because if I cancel this order, you know, I won't wait. You'll go ahead and send this to me.
That part, man. Shoot, why not?
Oh man. So we're talking action figures. What action figures this year might there be that you are still looking at acquiring, if at all?
I don't know if it's just a case of me liking the DC Multiverse McFarlane figures.
You do.
Or I just
ain't nothing wrong with that though.
Well, that Hawk girl, man.
Man, go and get that, bro.
That Hawk girl. But dude, it ain't even been out that long.
They want a nice piece of chunk of change for it.
It ain't even been out that long, Theo. I was like, wait, what? You want how much? I tell you, even though them wings is nice though. They different. The wing, they ain't like Hawkman. They ain't like Hawkman's wings. They got them in there, and you can and I'm like, okay, that's what I'm talking about. And it's like, oh man, boy, if I go ahead and take that plunge for a McFarlane, boy, I better own some stock in the company. I pay money like that. We ain't even gonna talk about the platinum version.
Right. There are only two McFarlane figures that I consider to be must-haves for me. I'm good with the icon that I got. You know, I ain't got to get the other one.
I was looking at that platinum one for icon.
Yeah, it do look nice. But you know, as I've told people before, you know, hey, you know, I'm a Batman fan. Bruce just don't need me talking for him. Bruce just don't need me talking for him. I'm looking at that Jace Fox Batman and that Duke Thomas signal. Because I'm like, how dare me not have my own version of Batman and Robin in my house?
I am looking at them even as we speak.
I know you are, sir. I know you are. I know you are. So I'm thinking like that might be my next move to go ahead and knock those off. They are currently at Big Bad Toy Store. They're not going for that much. They're below retail price, as a matter of fact.
Oh
So
yeah.
I said, you know, I can go ahead and get that and have my own Batman and Raptor.
Oh, yeah.
We gonna rename Duke Thomas Batman. It's Batman and Raptor, not Batman and Robin. Batman and Raptor, not Batman and Signal. Because I don't know what the hell we Signal.
Which seems silly, but I mean, I guess it's based. I think he got can't he give off a flash or something?
Well, he's got superhuman abilities. I think they need to focus on him more. I know he can see a little bit into the future, thus he's able to counteract your moves and everything like that. Something like that. I got to go back over and look over his powers and everything, but he ain't necessarily the one you want to run up on. They say he's been trained by Bruce how to fight, but it's one thing for them to say, well, you've been trained how to fight by such and such and so and so, but they're not showing it.
Speaking of fighting, nice segue. Now, I was chit-chatting with somebody today, and we was talking about like matchups. And now you know, I'll get into a good conversation about a matchup every now and again if it makes sense to me. But one thing this individual said, by and large, matchups have gotten too redonkulous. Now, what the purpose of a matchup is to see who will win a fight. Right? Now, if we talk about who will win a fight, I'm going to assume we want to see a fight, right? Thor versus Frank Castle is not a fight.
Neither is Luke Cage versus Captain America, but I saw that too.
So when you matching people up, what are you mad? Like, okay. In boxing, do I match the number 1 ranked contender up with the number 11 ranked contender? He don't even got a shot at him until them other folks get a chance. So why do we do that? Here's my point. If you gonna match I'm sorry, that ain't what I meant to do. If you gonna match folks up, just stay with me. Don't you want it to be a spirited matchup? Don't you want it? All right.
You know what you're making me think about? You making me think about what we would have got back in the day when we were reading comics, Marvel 2-in-1. When you had the thing going up against the champion, he was going up against this alien. Like and everybody was compatible. Yeah. It's one of those things. But like, remember when Draymond Green was talking about like we're the new media and everything like that? I think what it is okay. So let's be fair. Let's be clear. Let's be honest. By and large, the majority. When I say the majority, 90%, if not more so, of the characters that are popular today, we celebrate today, are characters we were reading as kids.
Mm-hmm.
So we have an understanding of who those characters are, their intent, purposes, and everything going all the way back. What you have now, in my opinion, are too many people that want to have some type of say-so, but they don't know these characters. They like them. They know a little something about them, but going all the way back to say the character's original inception, touching these characters in all facets as opposed to just the titles that they think the character showed up in, they don't know these characters. So then it becomes all about pomp and circumstance. I just want to generate a thumbnail do something for clickbait when me and you looking at like that matchup don't even make sense.
So, and like I said, what I got pictured here, are you telling me that's an uninteresting match? I mean, it's not. There's a possibility for both of those characters to pull that fight off. You see what I'm saying? They have similar powers, but not a similar skill set. So is one or the other skill set gonna be the factor that tips the balance? You know what I'm saying? Because we know Dinah Lance can fight. And it would be pretty safe to say that if it come down to them two mixing it up hand to hand, Dinah is going to tear her ass up. Okay? But now, Songbird has the advantage. Songbird has the advantage of flight. Okay? That doubled with the fact that she has flight and a distance weapon means Black Canary got to aim that scream, or she could just generally scream. But is her scream going to be able to deal with her sound constructs?
Now, this is when somebody would know.
That's basically Black Canary fighting Star Sapphire.
This is when somebody would know something. The only reason why Songbird is able to generate constructs is because of the device around her neck.
Correct.
So Black Canary would have to do that. Here's another interesting versus. Elongated Man versus Mr. Fantastic.
I feel
I wouldn't match. I'm not matching either one of them up against Plastic Man. We're not doing that because Eel O'Brien is seriously OP. If you don't know that, there's something wrong with you. But Elongated Man against Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, that would be a good fight. That would be, but and that's one that's evenly matched. Again, like I say, evenly matched could go either way. Another matchup, evenly matched could go either way. And in the end, ain't that what you really want to see? When Superman and Lex Luthor square off, you don't know if Superman gonna win that day. You don't know if Lex Luthor's gonna win that day. So that's why I want to see people square up that when they fight, it's like, oh, who gonna win? You know, because any given day, either Lady Shiva and Elektra, they both killers. They both are highly skilled. They both ain't got no problem torturing you.
What's the better matchup? Hawkeye and Green Arrow or Hawkeye and Arsenal?
If we just talking pure arrows, Hawkeye.
The characters involved. Is it a fair matchup? Hawkeye versus Green Arrow or Hawkeye versus Arsenal?
I'd rather see the Hawkeye and Green Arrow.
The only reason why I asked that question is because the way they're writing Hawkeye right now, remember Ronin? Hawkeye, Clint is lethal with anything in his hands.
Yeah, that's an aspect taken from the Ultimate Hawkeye.
Yeah. So
Ultimate Hawkeye was taking folks out with his fingernails.
Okay, Bullseye versus Arsenal.
I got to go with Bullseye. If we talk about somebody who can make anything a weapon, Bullseye done made one of his teeth a weapon.
Let's see.
He done killed Bullseye. Done killed people with paper airplanes.
Deathstroke, Deadpool.
Deathstroke wouldn't be able to kill him. See how easy this is? You see what I'm saying? When you think about it, when you place real ramifications on them, instead of doing all of that high, omnipotent beings ain't meant to be squared up. I mean, I would think honestly, the highest you're gonna get is planetary, and then after that, it's just ridiculous.
I'm trying to make sure I said I want to get this one. Steve Rogers, Bruce Wayne.
That fight is not gonna go the way people think it's going. In my opinion, that fight is not gonna go the way people think it's gonna go. The way that fight gonna go is it's gonna start off is Batman gonna start off kicking Captain America's ass, and then what a lot of people don't understand is Captain America learns as he fights. So it's just a matter of time before if Bruce don't kneecap him or cripple him in some kind of way, you just trying to pummel him into submission, bruh. Captain America finna walk through all of that and beat your ass.
Okay, Vision, Red Tornado.
Honestly,
always,
I think that's probably the one fight that might be a stalemate.
Okay.
Yes, I think so, yes.
Because neither has the ability to, well, one can inflict damage and the other one can be ephemeral to it. So Red Tornado ain't got nothing offensively that Vision can't defend.
I'm trying to think here. I started to say something, but that would just, I'm not going to do that. That's one of them things they would do. Spider-Man versus Nightwing. We're not doing that.
Nightwing gonna get his ass handed to him.
Static versus Virgil versus Miles.
Ooh, that's a good one. I think Miles, because Miles got him in the strength department.
Okay.
And he's got a little more versatility with his abilities. He got electricity and he can turn, he got the stealth thing going. And does he have that vibranium suit that he got? That's a wrap then.
I hate doing this because it's two brothers against two brothers. It's a brother against a brother.
Well, you just did it.
Icon versus Blue Marvel.
I think Blue Marvel can get a little stronger than Icon can. How about this one that I bet nobody ever gave a second thought to? Black Knight.
No, ain't nobody gave no first, second, third, fourth, or fifth thought to that one.
But you know what? It makes so much sense, doesn't it? Black Knight versus Shining Knight.
You know what, man? You're gonna make me go back and want to watch Stargirl, man, because I ain't lying. I like Stargirl.
Oh, yeah, when they had Sir Justin.
No, I'm saying, like, okay, can we use this as a segue?
Sure.
Okay. Now we got 12 minutes because you got to be up out of here. We got 12 minutes.
Yes, sir.
So, Stargirl, I was totally floored with the first episode. Totally floored with the first. I was like, we starting off like that. I was like, I know the Injustice Gang ain't came up in JSAHQ and ran them a fade.
Hey, ain't that what we like to see? If you're gonna be a hero, you got to have a villain that's equal to you.
Bro, I was like, they showed Dr. Midnight being snatched off. I said, oh, they not playing. But then I was like, you're not telling me the JSA, as it was, the Injustice Gang, as it was currently construed, they had Icicle,
Brainwave, Sportsmaster, probably the dumbest hero ever, or dumbest villain ever.
Huntress, or Tigress, or whatever name was his wife.
Tigers.
And they had the what is the violinist?
Didn't they have the Shade too?
They had Shade. Okay, with all that being what it was, I'm sitting up there.
That's enough.
Right. I'm sitting up there looking like I got 2 Hawks, I got a Flash, I got a Fate, and I got a Lantern. Ain't no way in hell. I ain't even mentioned Starman. You know what I'm saying? I was like, no.
That's why. That's why it's called an ambush. It wasn't a straight up, I call you out to a fight, come challenge me. They ran up in there with the dirty tactics. Because
and that was my thing.
Guys. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take advantage.
And that was my thing. That roster also had Johnny Thunder on it. We talked about him earlier. So I'm sitting up and saying to myself, pause, time out. How y'all get up in there? Anybody saying nothing to me yet about no damn traitor? I know damn good and well the headquarters is protected by, back then, not only state-of-the-art technology, but mystical enhancements. How y'all get up in there like that?
Oh,
and ain't nobody saying nothing about no traitors.
Didn't they have that other dude that was in the background? What was he called? The banker?
The fixer or something like that? Man, he not getting past the mystical. And no. And plus, what he generated was he's able to predict odds and everything like that. He ain't breaking no codes to get it. No. And then once you get up in there, I got 2 Hawks, a Fate, a Thunder, a Lantern, and a Speedster. No. Because I'm trying to figure out, okay, I get
it. We forgot our man.
He was up in there. No, man, no. I'm sitting up in there like, no, it's too much smoke up in there.
and wait. And Wildcat?
It's too much smoke up in there. And then just to find out that what the dude named the dude that did the shadow effect and everything like that, he didn't even want to fight. He just dumped your boy off to the side so he ain't get hurt.
And they had some dragon dude too, right?
Yeah. He got taken out by his daughter. That's why I sound like, man, no, ain't no way. Y'all ran up in the JSAHQ and got y'all heads handed to y'all.
Yeah.
First of all,
I would have liked to have seen Mr. Terrific on Stargirl.
They probably would have gave you the Terry Sloan version first. Or at the very least,
told the story. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe have Michael Holt pull up and then he tell Mr. Terrific's story.
You ready? Michael Holt, low key, is OP.
Good. We need an OP black hero.
I mean, what I'm saying is, had he showed up on Stargirl, they'd have had to nerf him, and me and you'd have been mad. We gonna make him a younger version of Michael Holt. We gonna have a little bit of attitude and everything like
that. Does Batman's intellect get nerfed?
No, it doesn't. But here's why though.
Okay. But do movie and television versions of Batman constantly get outsmarted?
They do, but he's still portrayed. He's still the lead. So if he's getting outsmarted, he's getting outsmarted by his antagonist. What I mean when I say this is, if you introduce Michael Holt and you write Michael Holt right? He's got charisma, he's got style, he's got swag. Like we could low key say we looking at T'Challa. Okay, well, it's his DC version is Michael Holt. That's who his DC version is. Michael Holt on screen done right normally would organically take center stage away from any other character. He's smarter than Stargirl. You feel what I'm saying? He's gonna be able to fight better than Stargirl. She's gonna be relying on her staff and everything like that.
Honey, you should mention that. What I'm hearing a lot of talk on social media that the Superman movie is too loaded with characters and Mr. Terrific ain't gonna get no proper shine. What you think about that?
Well, I read an article just recently, Edie Gathegi, and based on what he said in that article, that James Gunn is doing right by the character. He doesn't even want to talk about the Darwin character. Still some feelings. Still some feelings, but he's very, very excited the way Michael Holt is portrayed on screen. I think, and once again, I'm looking at races. I'm not looking at anybody else. This is a Superman movie. Clark should command the majority of the screen time. That doesn't mean we're not going to get scenes respecting characters such as Guy Gardner. And I don't think this is Sierra Hall. This isn't the Sierra Hawk girl. This is the what's the sister name?
Kendra Saunders.
Yeah, this is the Kendra Saunders version of Hawk Girl. So I'm thinking they're going to do these characters right and everything like that. To hear an actor we haven't seen, and I'm thinking they've already seen the final cut, but to see the actor be excited about what he's able to bring to the screen with Mr. Terrific, I'm thinking we got it. I'm thinking we got what we need, probably got enough to, if James Gunn wants to go forward with a Mr. Terrific special or series, it's right there. So
I'm there for that, man. I hope everything that happens for Edie Gathegi and Mr. Terrific just blows up, man. They doing the right thing. They marketing him right. It should be. They should just be able to knock it out the park, man. It should be a no-brainer.
I think the fact that you already have the Mr. Terrific action figure, and you're not the only one. There are folks out there that bought the Mr. Terrific T-Sphere, T-Vehicle, or whatever. Marketing wise, this movie is already doing well because the merchandise in regards to the movie is moving. So they're making their money back on that. And the movie ain't, and from what I found out today, the opening day is sold out. Opening day is sold out. So now, me saying that, I did see another YouTuber today that's upset, and you and I talked about it earlier. He doesn't want to see where Susan is portrayed as the leader of the Fantastic Four. He don't want to see it. He said if that's what it is, he gonna be pissy. So he gonna be upset. And
they captured the aspect of who they wanted to, and not what she is.
Right. And I went. Now here's the thing. We, as comic book fans, we understand why he would be upset. You feel what I'm saying? Because we know the character. Shia LaBeouf popped up in 2 comic books. Anybody studying that? We know why. We can empathize with him. We can sympathize with him. We don't get that as Black Panther fans. We don't get that. And I said it once. I said it again. It's because we don't know. We don't know, and they know we don't know. We don't know that character like we're supposed to, and they know we don't know. If we knew that character like we supposed to know that character, how many of us would have got triggered, got mad about the white Black Panther? We'd have just simply asked, what's going on with Hunter and because it's the same damn writer. What's going on with Hunter and Casper Cole? As a matter of fact, what about Horatio? Since you want to just keep bringing what them care, if enough of us would have known, we would have been able to throw a flag on the play like it was nothing. Like, no, we ain't got no problem with white characters in Wakanda. We're trying to figure out why he ain't using the white characters he didn't create it. It's a white character been in Wakanda since the 70s. What we doing? That's what I wanted us to be able to talk about. That's what I want. When somebody bust somebody upside the head talking about black cap and white. No, this dude ain't had. They've been screwing with this character ever since Black Panther 2. Speak on that. Speak on that. Articulate that in every function of action, from action figures to cartoons to damn comic books. And no, ain't got nothing to do with no white this, black that. No, why they been effing with this one? So
And
But
I feel
it's time
like
for you to go.
that is a very appropriate place to put a neat little bow on this thing right here. All I want to say is y'all get ready for next Friday. Next Friday is gonna be lit. And if you miss it, you're gonna be pissed.
Ball.
So we gonna have Mr. Joseph Illage in the building next week. We're gonna be talking about his comic book Blood Letter. Y'all run out there and
go get that next Wednesday. Next Wednesday at your local comic book store. Go and call them tomorrow. Tell them, say, listen, go and put that Blood Letter on my pull list and everything like that right there. Me and Darren already ready.
Do that. Yeah, it's 5 issues coming. So y'all go ahead and rock with that. We're gonna be bringing y'all projects through the weekend. Father's Day is coming up. Let me give the shout out to all the daddies. Peace, love, and blessings to all the fathers and Father's Day who put it down 10 toes, 1,000 times, million, billion miles, and all that other stuff.
Let me do it like this too, to add to it. If you are filling the role of a father, because I filled the role of a mother. If you are filling the role of a father, that is not easy, considering the fact that you ain't a man and you doing it. You are to be commended. So to all of those that are filling fatherly responsibilities, this weekend is for you.
Shouts out to each and every one of y'all. That is it for now, y'all. But fret not, we'll be coming back at you with another one. Y'all be good and be good to each other.